Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Rowell. Alright, you may remember in the last video I talked about wanting to do something about these ladders out here in the backyard. I've had them up until now, just kind of leaning up against the shed, and that's fine for these two little ones. But I have one big one, and the big one keeps getting blown down by the wind. And so what I've done is I've kind of decided on a way that I want to permanently attach that to the wall of the house kind of behind me. And I went out and bought a piece of 2x10 that's like 16 feet long. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that to the panel on the side of the house today so that I can drive some real deep lag screws into the piece of wood I bought and hang the ladder on that. So that's going to be kind of the project for today. So let's get going. So this is a piece of 2x10 that I bought. Yeah, it was kind of funny in that getting that all into my car. It actually hung 6 feet out of the back of the car when I came home. So fortunately we made it home safely. And like I said, I just basically want to attach this to this panel right here. And I got some 2.5-inch deck screws that I think will secure that really well. And then I'll have a nice big thick piece of lumber that I can attach the ladder to and hang that from. And I think that's going to make this a lot neater back here. So first thing I got to do is get this thing into position. That thing's heavy, so I'm going to have to use a little ingenuity to accomplish that. Alright, so what I've done is I've taken this piece of 2x10, 16 feet long of it, and attached it to the wall here. Now this was a little bit of a challenge because normally this would take like 3 people to do, because you'd have 2 people holding the lumber and 1 person drilling in the screws. But I'm only 1 person, so I actually was kind of wedging the thing into position here with these 2x4s on either end, and just to the point where I could put 1 screw on the end there and then not really have to worry about that. And I moved down here with a bubble level and got this nice and level, put a screw on this end, and once I had it secured on both ends and it was okay, then I just had to kind of run along here with the screws every about 12 inches just to attach it to the faceplate there. Now I got one advantage going with me here. I know that's kind of ugly looking piece of lumber right now, but the beauty is the people who lived in this house before actually left me some of the paint that they painted on the outside of the house. So I can paint over this and it'll match exactly. Okay, so I got the piece of wood up. I've painted a couple coats on it. I've actually covered up the nail holes. It'll look pretty good now, I think. So I'm going to give this about an hour or so to dry, and then we will come back out here, reattach the brackets, and hang the ladder up here. This is going to be a good place. This will be a far better, far superior option than what we had before. So let's get going. Alright, a little time has passed and this is starting to look good, but I want to give it a little bit more time to dry off before we hang the brackets on it. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take another trip over to Goodwill. When I was cleaning out the guest bedroom the other day, I got about 4 boxes of stuff that I don't really need anymore, and it's kind of just a grab bag of things, and we're gonna kind of let Goodwill decide what they want to do with it. So that'll kill a little time while we're waiting for this to dry. So let's head over to Goodwill. Every year for Christmas, a group of friends of mine and I would participate in what we would call a white elephant Christmas party, where we would all bring things that we don't really want or really don't need, and give them away. And it was kind of just a tradition we did for many years. Well, as a result of that, I have like years and years of things that I've collected that I've been holding on to and don't really have need for anymore. So like I said, I'm just going to head over to Goodwill and bring all this over there, because it's a bunch of knickknacks and things like that, and they may want some of it and they may not want others of it, but I'm going to let them pick it, because then at least that's 4 boxes of stuff that I'm getting out of here. Alright, so I got these brackets hung up now, so now let's just see if the ladder will fit. I tried to intentionally space it so it'd be to the outside rungs, and there'd be right in the middle so it wouldn't be any spacing issues. So I don't know, let's see how close I got. Yeah, that's exactly how I wanted that to work. That ladder is perfect now. That's the perfect place for that. It's out of the way, and it won't take up any room in the garage. Now You might honestly ask why it is I even need a ladder in that size, and the truth is I probably don't that much anymore, because the truth is I had this big 27-foot ladder because I had a 2-story house in California. Well, I only got a single-story house here, so you might ask, why would you do it? Well, the truth is I've still got some of these big trees here, and I could totally see myself doing like lighting in the trees, at which point that ladder would come in handy. But it probably won't be something I'll need a whole bunch of times, and might actually end up being something that I ultimately replace at some point, or just give away at some point, get rid of. But for now, that's a good place for it. It's out of the way, it's safe, it's kind of under the eaves there so it won't get wet. And if I need to, and we get rid of the ladder, then we'll hang something else there. Maybe we'll put some lumber or something out there. But anyway, I think that's all that I have for today. I'm going to kind of clean up my mess out here. Maybe cool off in the pool, even though it is a little bit chilly out here today. It still might feel kind of all right. It's a little chilly in there, but we could potentially get in there. But anyway, I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.